everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm so excited about today's video because today I'm finally going to film the finale for my 2018 pan that palette. So April last year I started to pan this BH Cosmetics Carli Bybel palette, and this was the main palette that I was using in 2018, and then in 2019 I started my Shop My Shadow series, so my progress with this one has been a little bit slower, but I still wanted to pan this for the 12 months. Today I actually want to show you a picture of progress by each month, so after that I will show you where I am currently with this palette. And this is what my palette looks like after 8 months of really intensive usage and 4 months of still trying to make a little bit of progress. When I started to pan this palette April last year, I thought I would not be able to get even close to finishing it, and then I thought that I'm only going to pan it for the December 2018. But at some point I decided that I'm going to continue so that I would pan it for a complete 12 months. And I also thought that I want to finish up the palette completely. Then at some point I realized that I will run out of time because in 2019 I wanted to do my Shop My Shadow series where I'm rotating through my collection, and I just realized that it's not possible for me to finish all of the eyeshadows within the time that I had with this one, but I must say I got quite close and I'm super pleased about the progress I was able to make, even though I didn't finish up the whole palette. I did finish 7 eyeshadows completely from this palette, and by the way, the progress I was able to make after the last update was that I finished up the gold eyeshadow and I was able to get the progress that I wanted from the copper eyeshadow, so I was able to get the ring to show up from the middle. And even though there is still 3 eyeshadows left in this palette, I have hit pan on all of the 3 and there is not much left of this lighter plum and this copper either. I have definitely learned a lot about myself and about my eyeshadow preferences by panning this palette. I have also learned how long it really takes to finish an eyeshadow. I'm not somebody who can finish up an eyeshadow really fast. I also don't really multitask eyeshadows. I only used these eyeshadows on my eyes. I actually wanted to let you know 5 things that I learned from panning this palette. The first thing is actually something that I think I knew even before pan that palette, but doing it only made me realize it even more, that my favorite type of eyeshadows are light shimmery eyeshadows. Those are just so beautiful on my lid, and those are the easiest eyeshadows for me to wear on everyday basis or on more glamorous looks with bolder lips. They are just my type of shadows, and I knew it even before because usually when I get a new eyeshadow palette, those are the shadows I go for first. Besides the mattes, I always use mattes when I'm doing an eye look, but usually those light shimmers are what I like to put to my lid. A second thing that I have learned is that I have started to like deeper shimmers too. Previously, deeper shimmery eyeshadows were something I neglected, and most of the eyeshadow palettes have those deep shimmers, and I just didn't really use them before. I might put them maybe to my inner corner or the inner part of my eyelid, but they were something I really rarely wore on my whole lid. But I actually have started to like them, and without me doing the painted palette, I don't think I really would like that look so much. For example, today I'm wearing this coppery eyeshadow all over my lid. I know it's not like the deepest eyeshadow ever, but it is for sure deeper what I usually gravitated towards. But I actually really love my look, and I love this combination of this coppery eyeshadow and bold red lips. Like, it's definitely something I can do, but previously I just didn't do it that much. I think the third thing that I learned is maybe a little bit more negative thing. So I have learned that purple eyeshadows, purple tones are really not my thing that much. There are these two plum shades. They are not like really intense colorful shades, but I don't know, I just don't love these plummy eyeshadows. They are something I like to reach for once in a while, but these two eyeshadows were the hardest for me from this palette. With these two eyeshadows there was a point in January that I almost hated them. I'm sure I would have been able to finish them up if I focused to only this palette for the 12 months, but I guess if I did it, I would never want to reach for that kind of tones again. So yeah, not my favorite eyeshadows, but they look nice on me once in a while. And the fourth thing that I learned is that I'm definitely a neutral eyeshadow girl, and there is nothing to be ashamed in that. I guess about a year ago I tried to get more and more into colorful eyeshadows. I think colorful eyeshadow was kinda like a trend, and it still is, and I'm really glad that, you know, different eyeshadow looks are trending. But I feel at some points I almost had to be like apologizing about the fact that I am more into neutral eyeshadows. I do like color once in a while, but as I said, it's not something that I can force myself to reach for, and most of the times I go for neutrals, and it doesn't have to mean that my eye look is boring or my makeup look is boring. For example, today I don't think my makeup look is boring, and so what if I liked like the most boring neutral looks ever? It's my face, it's my makeup style, and I can wear makeup however I want to. This palette is like really much my type of color story, like golds, bronzy eyeshadows, browns. It's just something I really love, and I have been enjoying to pan this palette. And I think it was an easy eyeshadow palette for me to pan because it's so me. I think it's kind of natural to feel a little bit bored if you are panning something for an entire year, but for the most part I must say that I was really loving this. If it was something colorful, I think I would have given up after 2 months, because yeah, I'm a neutral eyeshadow girl and I don't feel I have to be apologizing it anymore. And then the final thing that I have learned is that I don't need to buy any more eyeshadows. It took from me a year to get to this point when the palette is almost gone. And I do have so much eyeshadows, it's not possible for me to finish everything. And maybe I don't want to finish everything for my collection, but the thing is that I do have almost every shade of a rainbow in my eyeshadow collection. If there is something lacking in my collection and I really want it, I can get a single, but I don't want to get any more eyeshadow palettes because it's going to waste at some point. Or some of my palettes are going to waste at some point. So yeah, I think that even after my no-buy year, I may continue an eyeshadow no-buy. I think I will do another painted palette next year. I'm not sure yet which palette I'm going to pan. I have been thinking about options, probably something a little bit older from my collection, probably something pretty neutral. One palette that I have been thinking that might be something I would try to pan is the ABH Modern Renaissance. That palette for sure is like the most colorful I could do right now. It is like super warm eyeshadow, mostly neutral, but then it does have some reds, pinks and oranges. The reason I have been thinking it is that Modern Renaissance and ABH formula seem to expire a little bit sooner, and I have had mine 3 years this summer, so maybe that one. Another one that I have been thinking is the Too Faced chocolate bar. It was actually the palette I was supposed to pan this year, but then I decided to do my Shop My Shadow series instead of pan that palette. But that was really everything for today. I'm almost sad that my journey with this palette is over, but yeah, I'm sure I will have fun panning palettes in future too. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you are doing pan that palette, let me know down in the comments. Another thing that I have learned is that pan that palette videos are my favorite videos to watch. Like, there is no video that I will watch over pan that palette video when it comes to makeup. So yeah, let me know if you're doing one, so I will check your playlist out. Thank you for watching this video and see you in my next one. Bye bye.